You are in the middle of a perfectly normal conversation, and suddenly, your brain asks a terrible question. Where am I supposed to look? If you search for tips online, you will likely find the 50 or 70 rule. It instructs you to look someone in the eye 50% of the time you're speaking, and 70% of the time you're listening. This visualization shows how tracking those percentages consumes your mental bandwidth. Calculating conversational math in your head leaves you with no cognitive capacity to actually process what the other person is saying. Doing mental math to appear normal destroys the presence required for an actual human connection. You stop being a listener and start acting like a malfunctioning robot. But abandoning the math doesn't mean you should just lock eyes and never look away. For humans, an unbroken, unblinking gaze triggers the sympathetic nervous system, interpreted by the brain as an immediate threat. We are often told that deep eye contact is a sign of honesty. To test this, researchers observed contestants on a high-stakes game show, and they discovered the opposite. This scatter plot reveals a direct correlation between eye contact and deception. Players who maintained the most intense, unbroken eye contact were statistically the most likely to betray their opponents. If rigid rules make us robotic, and constant staring makes us predatory, the standard advice on how to look at people is effectively broken. Instead of tracking percentages, you need to understand spatial frameworks. Physically, it is impossible to look into both of someone's eyes at the same time without creating a wide, aggressive stare. Professionals use the triangle method. For the business gaze, keep your eyes within a triangle based below the eyes. Peeking at the forehead, inverting the triangle shifts to the social gaze. Peeking at the mouth signals a relaxed, intimate state. Within these zones, aim for a duration of 3 to 5 seconds. Glance away any sooner and you appear timid. Hold it much longer and you risk appearing aggressive. When you do break eye contact, pan your eyes horizontally. Looking down is a submissive gesture that can incorrectly signal shame or a lack of confidence. Shifting your gaze dynamically within these spatial zones allows you to project confidence without triggering a threat response in the listener. There is a direct biological link between your internal stress levels and your blink rate. If you blink too much, your audience perceives you as less credible. This gauge highlights the credibility zone. Anything over 30 blinks per minute indicates severe stress, while dropping under 10 blinks per minute triggers an uncanny valley effect. You can force memorability by pairing direct eye contact with a sudden physical movement, such as a hand gesture. This combination makes you both more noticeable and easier to remember. So, those with social anxiety focusing solely on the bridge of the person's nose, the soft gaze, creates the appearance of engagement while bypassing your own neurological threat response. Mastering these behaviors allow you to regulate your own nervous system while managing the psychological comfort of the person you are speaking to. Cultural context and environmental variables frequently override the base biological rules of eye contact. In Western cultures, eye contact is equated with confidence. However, in many Asian cultures, avoiding a superior's gaze is a necessary sign of respect. Researchers at Chiba University measured exactly how audience impressions shift when a speaker actively uses eye contact versus avoiding it. This chart shows that audiences rank speakers significantly higher in intelligence and reliability when they maintain visual engagement. True mastery requires recognizing eye contact as a fluid tool of emotional intelligence rather than a rigid formula. Practicing spatial frameworks and behaviors eventually shifts eye contact from a taxing conscious effort to an automatic instinct. Dropping the math of the 50-70 rule frees your brain to actually listen, transforming awkward overthinking into authentic, effortless presence. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the most awkward eye contact experience you've ever had, and how did you handle it? Let me know down in the comments. I can't wait to read your stories. And if you found these techniques helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-world communication strategies. See you in the next one.